welcome to KUZA MZIKI. This is the second episode of an amazing show about music business. My name is Jacktone, Otieno, media and events expert, and with my very good friend.
And my name is Mutenyo, a branding and communication specialist.
Awesome. I know you're following this from part one of
our
conversation about branding in music. We talked about several steps that are important for music, and number one was self-discovery. Number two was visual identity. Number three was personal image. And now we're going to talk about
brand story. Yes.
Brand story.
So brand story is linked to you connecting to the audience as an artist.
Yeah.
So by brand story is, you see, people connect with you in different ways if you're an artist. Either they can connect with you through your music or your story.
Yeah.
Either way works. So we have artists who've taken advantage of selling their brand story even before their music.
Yeah.
You remember an artist called Justin Bieber.
He
was discovered when
he was very young. Teenager.
It was actually 11, 12 years.
Yeah.
He was very young. And he's grown with his audience up to right now he's married. Mm-hmm. And it's been a journey of him taking through guys through, as they grow with his music, they're growing with him as a man. Even the transitions that are happening in his life, even the style of music that he does, when he breaks his voice, they're with him.
Yeah.
So,
you know, let's stick to Justin Bieber. You know, it's very interesting because now, you know, he even released a gospel album.
He did.
Yeah.
Yes.
And performed at gospel concerts.
Yes.
Okay, he says now he's a believer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, still releases other love songs and all those things.
Yeah.
So it's amazing that, you know, he started very young as a secular artist.
Yeah.
Transitioned to gospel.
Yes.
But still, he fills stadiums. He's loved.
Still a megastar.
I know my sister
and he's not
used
lost.
to really love Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
They used to have a name for, how are they called? Justin Bieber fans have a name. I used to see online hashtag something. So for he's a perfect example of a brand that has managed to fuse a brand story into his career, and it has worked perfectly fine. I'll relate with even you explaining about a gospel album. The reason why he did that gospel album is because there's a period he was depressed.
Yes.
He stopped doing music, he stopped touring for like 2-3 years.
Yep.
And within that period, he went on a self-discovery journey.
Yeah.
And through that period, he got inspiration for doing gospel songs because I think it's at that time that he connected with God.
And we started going to Hillsong Church.
Yes. So we have other artists who they'll go through that. When they come back, they'll come back with the usual banger. If it's a club song, they'll do that. But them, they're very smart. They carry people along through whatever he's going through, and his fans own it.
Yeah.
So it's a strategy on its own, and it's a brand tool on its own. Locally here, we can relate it even like King Kaka in Kenya here. It's something similar he did. A few years back, during COVID times, he was very sick, lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
When he came back, he came back with a gospel album.
Second life.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's a perfect example of someone who takes through, even without relating even with the sickness and that story.
Right. Yeah.
His career is always through him telling a story. Even his albums are usually themed around a specific thing, telling his brand story at that specific time. If it's a period where he's in a space of good vibes, he'll do club songs. If he's in a space of activism, advocacy, he'll do songs that are themed towards that.
Yeah.
Giuliani is also a perfect example of someone who was telling a brand story through
his journey
through his music.
Yeah.
Internationally, it's also done a lot, especially pop musicians.
Yeah.
And it has helped revive careers of a lot of artists. So it's a key component of branding on its own.
Yeah.
Now,
so the key thing is to ensure that your story is compelling enough.
Yes.
And I think the other key thing is to take people through the journey of, you're kind of a backstory. Yeah. There was a show back in the days, I think, Behind the Music.
Yes.
I thought it was a brilliant show because it took us behind
the music.
Who is this?
It was on which show? Which channel?
I think it was either MTV.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Behind the Music. But it used to be brought also on local.
But local, even here in Kenya, we have such on KTN.
I think we've had KTN.
They have Behind the Music. Which is similar.
Yeah. So I think also as an artist, it's important for you to take people through behind your. You don't have to tell everything about your personal life, but take them through your journey.
Yes,
it's part of your brand story.
Part of your brand story. And now, just as we wrap up that bit of brand story, it's not a must for every artist to have a brand story for it to be embedded into their career. That is what is giving artists a lot of pressure to start looking for stories. It's perfectly fine if you can create your brand through your music alone.
Yeah.
If you can create your music, your career through performing alone, it's not a must. So when we are doing a breakdown of all these things under branding, it's for you as an artist to be able to identify
what works
with me, and what works with you is dependent on your personality.
Yeah.
We have a lot of artists who are introverts, so you can't force them to expose any aspect of even their second name to the public. We have those ones. So if you're not perfectly okay with that, it's perfectly okay.
Yeah. It's interesting you say that because I've learned over time that most genius musicians all over the world are they're introverts.
Introverts. Yeah.
Most of them.
Yeah.
They just like to be in their cocoon, in their houses, indoors.
Yeah.
And when they go out, they're very shy people. But when they hit the stage,
they are different
rock it like crazy.
Yeah, it's a different personality taking over. Like the way Beyonce, has an alter ego. She says she has a personality that is different from.
Yeah.
So you
when she's
might
at
think
home,
in person she's that bubbly, hyper person. You meet very cold. On stage, totally different.
Yeah.
In fact, even in Kenya here, I know a lot of A-list artists. Majority of them, they are introverts.
Yeah.
If they're not in studio, they're at home. If they're not at home, they're performing. If they're not performing, they're doing interviews. That's it.
Yeah.
And I think that's how their magic happens. Yeah. So it was very important for us to stress that point of brand story, so that it doesn't appear like it's a must for it to be in your brand.
In your brand. But let's talk about because the other something else that is on brand story is the story behind the song. Because musicians write songs differently.
Yeah.
Some write out of their personal experiences. They had a breakup.
Yeah.
So they do a breakup song.
Yeah.
They got saved. They do a love song to Jesus. They, they had a very nice, tough background, or they have an amazing mother.
Yeah.
So they have a story.
Mama. Like Luther Vandross, he did a song for his
Boys
dad.
to Men.
Dance with my father because he never grew up with a dad.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how does that? How does those stories behind the songs, how are they important in terms of the brand story?
It's very important because, like me, the artists that I truly connect, who I'm their fan.
Yeah.
They are artists who I connect with their stories, and the only way I've known their stories it is through a huge song they did, and then I go research. What inspired this person to write this song? And then I find, it's a real story. Or it was inspired by this and this and this.
Yeah.
So, I'll not stop stressing that we are emotional beings. If you're an artist and you want to connect with the audience, you have to connect with them emotionally. Yeah. And emotionally is not Mashi. Emotionally can be anger.
Yeah.
There are a lot of, you can connect with someone in so many ways. Anger, joy, sadness, all those. So it's finding ways in how you can package that thing and be able to connect with someone wherever they are in life at that time.
Awesome. There's a video that Ed Sheeran did. Ed Sheeran, he's a big artist, from the UK. He's done Shape of You.
Yes.
What else? Which one do you remember?
So many
I know
hits.
You don't listen.
No, I'm a fan. There's a wedding song he did. I don't remember the name. There's a song that is used in weddings a lot.
Okay.
By Ed Sheeran.
All right.
Even right now, he's doing a promo. He's going around high schools doing special performances. I was relating it with an existing artist who I was telling him he can do something similar like whatever Ed Sheeran is doing. You know him, the thing that he's hacked with his brand is he's very relatable.
Yes.
He doesn't have too much going on around him.
Celebrity.
Like the megastar that he is.
No.
So, and with the way he's branded himself like that, he's been able to connect with guys. Just a simple guy with t-shirt, with blonde hair, with his guitar and tattoo and smiles.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I remember the song, I think it was Perfect, right?
Perfect. That's the song I'm talking about. That song is used in a lot of weddings.
Yeah. Ed Sheeran is interesting because, he comes on stage with just a simple pair of jeans,
t-shirt and
simple
sneakers.
T-shirt. Nothing, and there's nothing wrong with dressing well and being fancy, but I think him has just found his vibe and style.
Yeah.
And people connect with that. Just comes out with his guitar and the gadget that he uses to to transpose with the leg and all. I don't know what's the name of the gadget, by the way. So if you know it, on the comment there, let us know.
Tell us what it is. I know the gadget.
But what I wanted to share is that I saw the video on Instagram. He said, I don't use my Instagram to post my personal stuff. What I'm eating, what I'm doing. It's all about my music. So something else, what is important on your brand story is how and where you tell your story.
That's right.
And you can do that through interviews. You can do a media tour, go on TV stations, go on radio stations, and tell your story. You can also use the digital platforms right now.
Tell your story.
IG, Twitter, YouTube. It's everywhere. Use that to tell your story. Use that to tell the stories behind your songs.
Behind your songs.
Yeah.
And the advantage with your personal social media pages, you own the narrative. As in,
you have the control.
You are able to tell us what you want to tell us.
Yeah.
So it's a very important tool that artists can take advantage of, so that it's beyond posting and logging out.
Yeah.
Posting and logging out.
Yeah.
I know we will discuss that later in terms of how an artist can properly run their social media accounts, pages, for them to feed into the brand.
Yeah.
Because we have artists who think it's social.
Yeah.
Yes, it was introduced as a social media was social, but over time they found more meaning and more purpose. That's why we have corporates on those pages, because it's a way of reaching people, connecting with people, selling to people. So even as an artist, that is another aspect you need to look at it. Connecting, selling, not necessarily showing people what's going on with your life, and that's it.
Yeah. So step number 1, self-discovery. Step number 2, visual identity. Number 3, personal image. And number 4, brand story. Let's go to number 5. Number 5 is, because we're now talking about the digital space and using social media, is online presence.
Yes.
Number 5, online presence.
Yeah.
And I think here some people miss it, some people get it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about you, Mike, but I have a problem when a musician shares. It's different though, because some it works for them. Too much of their personal
life,
I find, is unnecessary for me. Too much.
Now for them it's also a tool.
Yeah.
As in, that's how they're telling their brand story.
Yeah.
So you have an issue, but there's a target. Their target audience doesn't have an
actually,
issue.
I respect that, you know.
So it means you're not the target audience.
That's the thing. So that's why now I want us to talk about that. So how do you use the online presence? Because that works. What I don't like, it works for some artists, and it works perfectly because it helps them connect to their audience.
Yeah.
But also some musicians don't use that. It's just strictly, I'm going for an interview. I have this event coming up.
Yeah.
I think perfect example for me locally would be Nyashinsky. If you go to his Instagram, it's just strictly, you know, just
work.
Strictly work, nothing else. You know, I have Shin City coming up in Eldoret or in Nairobi.
Performing Johnny Walker on Saturday.
Yeah, that's all.
That's all.
Yeah.
So, which platforms do you think are perfect, as in they're effective for musicians, in your opinion?
Wow, I think that's an interesting one. I think Instagram is good. Why? Because Instagram allows you to use photos and use videos at the same time. And of course, photos means your personal and flyers for your events. And IG, I find IG Reels very effective in terms of pushing out your personal content.
And there's a reason why they're effective.
Yeah, so
which we'll explain.
Yeah. So I think IG is very effective.
Another
of
platform.
Course, YouTube is, I mean,
king.
YouTube is king.
It's king.
It's king. I mean, there's no way a musician can fail to be on YouTube.
We have actually. Before you proceed.
Yeah.
When there's a national day that was in Kisumu, we were with you there.
Yeah.
Up to today, it's the entertainment program for that Kisumu edition.
Yeah.
It's one of the most watched, one of the most successful. And the reason is the songs that were released there and performed, the artists who performed there, they really connected with the audience. Now, a majority of artists who performed in that national day, I don't know if was it Madaraka Day?
It was
Madaraka Day.
Yes, in June.
That was in 2021.
2021 June.
Yes.
Yeah.
So a lot of artists who performed there, after that performance, their careers. One of them is called Odongo Swag. He sings in Luo.
Yep.
Now this guy, that morning before the performances, I really liked the way he was performing with his band on stage.
Yeah.
And guys seemed to love those songs because he performs live in clubs a lot.
Yeah.
Especially in Nyanza and Nairobi. Now, as he was performing, I went online to look for a certain song he was performing.
Yeah.
This guy was not on YouTube. He didn't have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
That is as recent as 2021.
Yeah. So his strength is performing in the pubs, the clubs,
yes,
the little concerts in.
After he performed, I went and asked him, "Do you have a YouTube channel where we can find this music?" He said no. That's how that conversation ended. When the song they had performed was released on the PPMC YouTube channel, that song went viral. It got to 1 million views within days. I think it is through that these artists saw the power of YouTube. He immediately opened a YouTube channel, and the first video he uploaded was a PPMC video performance. And it's you guys who shot that video, actually. So that video, if you go to his channel, check how many views it has. So right now, that channel has all the songs he has, most of them are 1 million plus. We have songs that have 7 million views on that channel.
Incredible.
Now,
and this is just 2021.
2021. So I can relate by explaining to you.
Yeah.
We have artists who are not on YouTube, but they don't know the power of YouTube. And he's an example. He's an artist. If you go ask right now, he will tell you the difference between before YouTube and after YouTube.
That's a good example.
Yeah.
The other platforms are, of course, other audio distribution channels. Spotify is big worldwide. Locally, right now, we have Boomplay. We have Mdundo.
Yeah.
We have Deezer.
We have Deezer, Tidal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those ones we will discuss them when we are talking about monetization.
Yeah.
Because it's a huge topic on its own, and we have companies locally here who are doing that, who we will find time to be able to plug in, and also just give our viewers information in case they need to sign up on those platforms. But now let's briefly talk about social media. Now, in 2023, as at right now, if you are literally almost all genres of music, you must be on social media. Now, the choice of the specific platform will depend on your target audience. Because Facebook, for example, in Kenya, it's still king, still the biggest platform. If you move outside urban areas, that is the platform people easily access. It's not Instagram. You'll be shocked if any of you can go and Google most popular social media platforms in Africa, and just see the way the ranking is. You'll be shocked.
That's right.
So the thing is, Facebook is still a very key social media platform, but we have artists who decide not to be on those platforms. One of my past clients, Otieno Brown, is not on Facebook, and he said he doesn't like it, and he survived. He's an A-list artist without a Facebook page. But now, the thing with it in that a huge brand like his is losing out on his brand reaching more and more people. Number one, him being able to monetize his platforms on a larger scale. And monetize, we mean, guys, we have like, let's deviate a bit to soccer. Ronaldo, for him to put just one post on any of his social media platforms, millions. It's a revenue stream on its own. And we can't say that it's Ronaldo.
And
even
now,
our early artists here can take advantage of that.
Even our what we call the SI, the social media influencers. Right now, they are paid good money just posting Facebook,
just posting,
Instagram,
creating content. So we have artists who decide they will be on this platform because I like the way it looks. My brand is cool vibes, so I want somewhere I can post nice photos. Archive those ones I don't like. But Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, mostly it's for more of information and news. So we have brands that don't require. If your brand is a niche brand, for example, your audience listens to radio mostly and is on Facebook, Twitter won't serve you much. So the thing that I usually advise artists is that identify where is your bulk of your audience and capitalize there. Because the challenge that is there is new platforms are coming daily.
That's right. We have Thread. But even before we won't even go into Thread deep. But let's talk about TikTok.
Must you be on Thread? That is a question you should ask yourself.
Let's talk about TikTok. Because I know it's not a must for everyone especially to be on TikTok. But TikTok has...
Like me, I'm not on TikTok, by the way. But I know. I log in with other people.
Exploded like crazy.
During COVID times.
And we won't even talk about monetization because that's a whole different conversation. Just the influence that you can use to share your content using TikTok. For me, it's amazing that, musicians are, starting dance trends or what, and a lot of music right now is on TikTok. And it's incredible that also musicians and other creatives are earning revenue from TikTok. So we won't talk about monetization. But just using TikTok as a platform to share.
So you see these platforms, each of them was started for a different reason. An example, Instagram, when it started, it was a photo sharing app. So it was not an app for you to inform people. It's not a news platform. It's a vanity. I call it a vanity. It's showing you what's going on, either through photo or video. But now, like TikTok, it's a content sharing platform, and when they began it, that is what they knew. That is what they knew they are creating it for. In that we are creating people to be able to share content and people to watch content, and short content that is interesting for them to pass time, for them to enjoy, for them to unwind. The reason why TikTok has really picked with musicians is because they found a way of how they can embed now music and video, and they pick interesting parts of a song. I know a lot of hit songs that came from TikTok and then became big on mainstream media. A lot of songs like Vijana Barubaru's song.
Yeah,
it's a group in Kenya. Their big song.
Yeah,
it started as a TikTok challenge.
Yeah, there's a Chris Brown.
Yeah,
I know Chris Brown is very big on
because he's a dancer.
TikTok.
Yeah,
because of his dances. So I'm told a lot of his songs are
Jason Derulo. That's the master of TikTok, because a lot of his songs have blown up on TikTok. So, but now not all types of songs do well on TikTok. Because it's a dance-oriented platform.
Because for me now, you know, this conversation is interesting because now every musician would now be tempted to start dance trends for TikTok. To have all manner of drama things
for TikTok.
But yet it may not even work for them. Yeah. So it's a very difficult, I think it's a very murky and difficult water or balance.
Balance, yes.
Yeah. Really identifying which platform works for me.
For me. And another thing, I have clients who, they're usually specific songs we're releasing and we tell them, this is not a TikTok song. This is a TikTok song. Because now the problem is when the pressure is too much, an artist is trying to force a challenge out of a song that can't have a challenge. Because challenges are pushing songs on TikTok. So it's you to keenly look, does this song have something that stands out that can trend, that can be trendy? Because the way that platform has been made, the algorithm is because of that aspect, in that does this song has a specific part that is very easy to remember, that is interesting? Does this song have a move that is a signature move that people can easily dance to? So if your style of music is not TikTok oriented, you can take advantage of other platforms because there are a variety of them. And we have YouTube ads, we have Facebook ads, we have Instagram ads that you can take advantage of. There are so many ways of how you can do marketing for your music, which will be discussed in upcoming episodes, because that's a topic on its own.
Right. So key thing here, use your digital platforms to, number one, share updates of what you're doing or the events you have upcoming. Use it to engage with your fans because it's a community you have.
It is.
Right now I see Instagram has started broadcast channels. WhatsApp has WhatsApp community. So use the digital platforms to engage and connect with your fans. Hear what they want. Hear what they don't like. Get feedback, both positive and negative. I know some artists, when they're criticized, they also know how to rebut.
I know.
But use it to engage. Use it to engage positively with your fans, and then also use it to showcase your personality. So back from the top, number one, self-discovery, visual identity,
personal
image, brand story, online presence. Let's close with one more because our time is up. Let's talk about consistency. Let's close with that.
Consistency fits into the branding process. Because the thing is, in 2023, the challenge we have right now is we have a lot of content coming out daily, left, right, and center. And the ears and the eyes are the same. So what will make you stand out in that someone gives you their time to check you out? For music, a music career, consistency is not consistency in terms of releases alone. It's consistency in how you do your brand, your branding. Because people will be able to identify you with something because you do it over and over again till they associate it with you. You can't do it one day.
That's right.
You call yourself, like me, my hashtag is the brand guru. I introduce myself only once a year. It will not stick. Consistency in everything that you do.
And that should be on all platforms that you're on. So
you need
on
to be
Facebook,
very
people
consistent
should know
all
you
through.
as the brand guru.
Yes.
On Instagram, that's what they should know you.
Yes.
On TikTok, on YouTube, everywhere.
Because audiences are segmented. We have people who log into Facebook and no other platform.
Yeah.
So if you concentrate on a specific place,
yeah,
they'll not know you exist.
On Facebook, you're pretty. I'm tempted to use my sister's name.
I thought you were about to say Pretty Vichy.
on Facebook, you're Pretty Jennifer. On Instagram, you're Jennifer
Jenny 101.
And on TikTok, you're Jennifer Lopez.
Branding needs to be consistent.
Yeah,
we will. That's something we will expound on. But the thing is this: when you decide to start, like now, I'm starting to push my brand today.
Yeah,
you will know that you're not stopping, and you'll need to be consistent in the things that you've decided will represent your brand.
Yes,
and it will be all through. Some days you'll do it and feel like you're doing it for yourself, in that you are the only person who is seeing yourself. But you have to go on, even if it's one person who has seen it, even if it's one person who has picked that aspect about your brand.
Yeah.
And then now overall is just the consistency in terms of the content that you want to be known for. So if it's a brand story, be consistent with it. If it's a personal image, be consistent with that specific image you decided to stick on.
Yeah.
If it's visual branding, be very consistent with the specific. If you want to be known to be a bubbly brand, that's how we want to know you whenever you come in front of us, or whenever you are sharing content that reaches us. So that is what consistency applies when we are talking about branding. It's consistency in all those things that we've talked about today in this episode.
Yeah. And then also, just ensuring that your brand elements, such as logos, colors, they all remain the same.
The same.
Yeah.
Yes. And when you want to change, there's a process that you follow, which now it's called rebranding. There's a process so that it's not drastic till you lose people. Guys get confused. No. It's gradual and very well communicated. Guys know, okay, so this guy, he's no longer being called Titi Boy. He's called 2 Chainz. Do you know 2 Chainz? The rapper used to be called Titi Boy when he was in a group. So, but now when the rebranding is done, the consistency that comes with that rebranding, guys even forget that you used to be called so and so, or you used to do this type of sound or music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. This is a good place for us to close.
Yeah, it is.
So, but we're going to close with the one by one. Yeah. Because these are very valuable tools and steps that if you are a musician, whether you're an A-list musician, you just enhance on these things. If you're an upcoming, or if you just want to get into the space, in the music space. Number 1, self-discovery. Very important. Number 2, visual identity. Number 3.
And under it, we have the visual identity tools.
Yeah.
Which we have the logo, color, the theme. All that.
And then the brand
personal
story.
image.
The personal image.
And then we have the brand story.
And
then online presence.
And lastly, we just talked about
consistency with your brand, with anything that you're doing that is associated with your brand.
Yeah. Awesome, man. This is a good way to start, Mike.
It is.
Second episode, really good content. I think it's valuable for the music industry, not just in Kenya, but Africa and the global community. Would like your feedback. If you're watching on Facebook or other platforms,
KUZA MZIKI
across
all platforms.
Comment,
Facebook.
give us feedback. That would be awesome. If you're listening to us on our podcast platform on Spotify or Anchor.fm, feel free to also give us your feedback. Let us know what you think. But we are happy to build this community together with you. So follow us on all our platforms, man. KUZA MZIKI.
Okay.
Yeah.
And lastly, to wrap up, in case you would like to get in touch with any of us, how can they get in touch with you?
Sure. For me, you can email Jacktone at bambastudios.co.ke. Do that, or just visit our website www.bambastudios.co.ke.
For me, you can visit my website www.mikmutenyo.com. For my company email, chessycommunications.com. You can reach out via email, that is info@chessycommunications.com.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. And this episode, Manze, has been recorded at Rims Studios. It's an amazing studio for photography, for podcasts. So if you want to do a individual photo shoot, group photo, let's say family or friends, Rims Studios is a beautiful place where you can visit.
Yeah.
If you want to record a podcast, audio, video, you can see the set, man. It's a beautiful place. So make sure you visit Rims Studios. It's located at Queensway House, 6th floor, suite number 12. So pay them a visit and you will have a wonderful photo shoot and quality audio or video for your podcasts. Thank you for watching. See you next time. God bless you. Adios.